My name is John Bechtel. I grew up in a home that we never went to church. In fact, the reality is as I thought about it, I don't know that I ever heard the story of salvation, need to have sins forgiven or anything like that. But at the age of 16, my father was transferred to a different state with his company. And in high school, I met a young lady. And that young lady, as she talked to me, started telling me about Jesus. And for the first time in my life, I heard a message I'd never heard before. And what she did was she handed me a little tract. It was a For Spiritual Laws Campus Crusade. And I sat in our school library and I listened to, read that tract. And as I read that tract, just step by step by step, what I'd never known before came to me. And where previously I'd thought it was just if you were a good person or really didn't have any idea, I suppose I was too young to even think about it. But after reading that tract, all of a sudden it just came alive to me. It was real. And so in a high school library, I just bowed my head and prayed the prayer at the end. And then after that, started to attend an Assemblies of God church. And it's interesting that when you first come to Christ, you're at a certain level, and I knew nothing of the Bible, virtually nothing. I wouldn't have known the difference whether Moses or Noah took the animals on the ark. I wouldn't know any of that, and in fact made that mistake several times. But so I would say my salvation came when I prayed, and yet at the same time my salvation was very progressive in the fact that as I experienced the things of God, as I experienced prayer and the moving of the Holy Spirit and the preaching of the Word and all that went with it, it started to come alive in greater ways and more wonderful ways until today I'm actually a pastor and share the Word every Sunday morning and several other times during the week in a public fashion of what Jesus has done. And that's how He became real to me.